Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm bringing you my first ever One Brand tutorial. I've never done a One Brand tutorial in the past other than Bare Minerals One Brand tutorials, but when I started thinking about doing one, the first brand that came to my mind was NARS. I love NARS. They're definitely like my second favorite makeup brand. They're also a sister company to Bare Minerals, and I just feel like every single product they come out with, I feel like I have to have. And I love NARS because as a company, I feel like they don't have to come out with all of these elaborate products, and they don't have to come out with all these, you know, crazy extravagant campaigns when they launch a new product. It's like when NARS launches a new product, people just, they kind of know it's going to be good. And I just love that about them. I love that they are just classic and timeless, and their products are always amazing. There's a few products that, you know, I'm going to talk about in this video that I'm not crazy about, but I don't think I've ever tried a NARS product that I just absolutely hated. I've tried a few that were just kind of okay, but I love NARS as a brand, and that's why I wanted to do them as my first One Brand tutorial. So this is the look that I created. It's very dramatic. I love the eyes. I did a emerald green halo eye, and yeah, so that is the look that we're going to go for today. And if you guys are interested in it, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I actually have two primers from NARS, and the first is the Oil-Free Pro Prime Pore Refining Primer. I don't really love this primer. It feels just like a gel on my skin, and I don't really feel like it minimizes my pores. But the next product, which is the Pro Prime Instant Line and Pore Perfector Stick, I love this. This really does smooth out your pores, your fine lines. I'm almost out of it. I have like a little tiny bit left on the stick. So what you do with this is you literally just go over the areas where you may have enlarged pores, and I promise you this, damn it! Okay, so I was not joking when I said I had a little bit left. It literally just popped off onto my desk, but hopefully I can get through the rest of it. Okay, I want to use this very gently. Anyways, you basically just apply this over the areas where you feel like you have enlarged pores or wrinkles. I always like to use it on my forehead, and it just smooths everything out. If you rub it on your hand, you can instantly see your pores getting smoother. So this is a really nice product. I actually prefer this over their traditional primer. So it was really hard for me to pick a foundation slash face product from NARS because I own pretty much every single one of their tinted moisturizers, foundations, all of their face products I have tried, and I guess I'm gonna have to narrow it down to my NARS Sheer Glow just because I haven't used this in quite some time, and it was my first ever high-end foundation I ever purchased, and I just love the formula of it. Still to this day, it's a great foundation. So I'm gonna use that one today, and I'm using the shade Medium 2 Santa Fe, which is the color I normally am, and I'm actually gonna use it on my Real Techniques, what is this called? Their sponge, their complexion sponge. I've been using these in my kit actually, and I have found that they work really well, almost very similar to the Beauty Blender. So I'm just going to use this to apply the foundation just because I don't want a heavy application today, and I don't know what else to say because I like this foundation, so that's about it. I love this foundation so much. I don't know why I stopped wearing it. Now that I have it on, it just looks so pretty on the skin, super natural, great coverage. I love it. So now we're going to move on to concealer. I'm using, of course, the Radiant Creamy Concealer. I have a mini one because I realized the color in my collection is super dark. I had ginger in my collection, and I obviously needed something lighter. So I was at Sephora yesterday, and they had the little minis for like 10 bucks. And I got the shade Custard, which is a step down, and I'm just going to apply this underneath my eyes to brighten them up. This foundation is a tad light on me, I feel like, with the self tan I have going on, but oh well. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of this. I don't love the Radiant Creamy Concealer. I feel like when it launched, I kind of like, I don't know, I felt like I love it, but for dry skin and dry under eyes, I don't really feel like it's the best formula. But it does have good coverage. And I mean, it's not a bad concealer, like especially if you do have more of an oily skin type, it's a really good concealer for that. I just feel like with my dry skin, sometimes it can look a little crepey. So I'm just going to pat that in again with my Real Technique sponge. To set everything, I have two powders. I have the Loose Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder, which you guys know I love this. I love this when I want a no powder look. And then I also have the Soft Velvet Loose Powder in the shade called Beach. And what I think I'm going to do is use the translucent powder underneath my eyes because I just always love the look that this gives. It's just like a no powder effect. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the Loose Velvet powder on the outer perimeters of my face just to lock everything into place. I like the Loose Velvet powder. Again, I feel like it's something that is targeted more towards oily skin though. Like for my dry skin, not my personal favorite, but I use it every now and then. For bronzer, I'm using one of my all-time favorites. I don't know if I could say like 100%, but I love this bronzer so much that I just recently started to hit pan on it, and it's the NARS Tahiti Laguna bronzer. So this is the one that comes with the mini Ita brush, and I believe it's a slightly different color from the original Laguna. I never really found that out because I asked on a video if the powder color in here was the same as the original Laguna, because I couldn't really tell a huge difference, but I feel like there is a slight difference in the formula. I don't know, but I love this bronzer. It's so creamy. It has a bit of a sheen to it, and I use it almost every single day, and it is probably one of the more pricey bronzers that I've ever purchased. I think this whole set was like $59 because it does come with the Ita brush, but like I've said in many videos, I do get a pro discount on NARS, so luckily I didn't have to pay that full price, but honestly I would repurchase this again even if I did have to pay the full price because I love this bronzer so much. It's just that perfect neutral color. You can contour with it, you can just do overall bronzing with it. I love it. By the way, the brush I'm using is the MAC 135 brush. It literally makes contouring easier than putting your pants on. For blush today, I have quite a few NARS blushes. My all-time favorite blush by NARS is called Deep Throat, but it's not really going to match the eye look I'm doing today, so I'm going to mix two NARS blushes. I'm going to mix the shade called Sin, which is a gorgeous plum tone, and then I'm going to mix the shade called Impassioned, and I can't remember if Impassioned was a limited edition color or just from a spring collection. I'll try to find that out and list it down below, but Impassioned is a really cool tone light pink, and again, Sin is actually a plum with a gold sheen to it, but I don't want my blush to be like super dark, so I'm going to mix it with Impassioned. By the way, Sin is a blush that I don't wear a lot, but when I do, everybody asks me what blush I'm wearing. It's like, I don't understand because it doesn't really match a lot of things, so again, I don't wear it a lot, but I feel like every single time I wear it, people ask me, oh my gosh, what blush are you wearing? And it's really versatile. It can fit a lot of different skin tones as well. For highlighter, I'm using the Copacabana Liquid Illuminator. This stuff is gorgeous. I totally forgot that I have the NARS multiple sticks, but I think those would be more of like blush colors. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick with this. This is a pinky silver metallic highlight. It's very, well, how should I say? It's very like high shine. It almost reminds me of the new Cover FX Custom Enhancer drops that have just come out, but obviously in a different formula. So I'm just going to use that on my Beauty Blender Pro, and I'm just going to press that into my skin. And do you see this? Like, it's got to be calmed down. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of with the liquid illuminators is I do feel like they kind of make my pores a little bit more visible, and I feel that way with the Cover FX Custom Enhancer drops too. So I don't really reach for these a ton unless I'm going for like an ultra dewy look, unless I just need that full-on liquid glow, because I don't know, especially when I've already applied powder, it really does kind of bring out my pores a little bit, makes my pores pop. Okay, so as you can see, I have one eye done. The only thing I didn't have from NARS as far as products go is brow products and lashes. So I used the regular brow stuff. I use my MAC eyeshadows, and I'm wearing the Eyelure number 126 lashes right now. But for my eyeshadow today, I'm going to be working from the NARS Hardwired eyeshadow kit. I'm not sure if this is online only, but it is a gorgeous palette with some plums, a green, and some really pretty neutral colors in it. It also comes with an eyeliner and a brush. So I'm going to start out by priming my eyelids with the NARS Pro Prime eyeshadow base. Everyone says that this is the best for oily lids. I've had this for a long time now, and I don't know, I can't say I've noticed like a huge difference wearing it and wearing other eyeshadow primers, since I do have pretty oily lids. But it's an okay primer, I guess. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about it. So now I'm going to go into the Hardwired eye kit. I'm going to pick up the matte cream shade, and I'm just going to use this as a base for the rest of my shadows. Alright, so now I'm going to pick up a little bit of the matte plum shade in the palette. It's the second darkest color in the palette, I guess you would say. And I'm just going to work that into my crease and make that a transition shade for the rest of the colors. So now for the fun part, I decided to do a smoky green halo eye. I was just so inspired by the green color in this palette. It is a gorgeous emerald green shade. It's super dark, but you can still see that there's a green tinge coming from it. So I'm using that on my MAC 239 short handle brush, and this is just a flat kind of shader brush. And I'm just going to pat that on the outer corner of my eye. When working with a darker shade like this, it's really important to be patient. It's going to look crazy at first until you get it, basically up until the end, until you pop the lashes on, and then it all kind of comes together. So just remember that if you're intimidated by shades like this, just be patient. So for a halo eye, what you do is you basically just apply darker shades on the outer and inner corner, and you're going to leave the middle part of your eye bare. So I just applied that. It doesn't have to be perfect to the outer corner, and now I'm just going to pop it onto the inner corner, and you just want to pat gently, and then we can go in and blend it afterwards. So after I map out where I want the actual shades to be, I will kind of do a repeat process. I'll go in and blend, go in and add a little bit more product, go back and blend, and you kind of just do that until you're happy with the way the shades have blended together and the way that the shades look. But again, just keep a light hand and just be really soft and gentle with it. Like even the way I'm blending right now is really easy and soft. I don't want to like be too harsh with it, and I think you should have pretty good results if you've never done a look like this. So now that I've kind of got a shape mapped out, I'm going to pick up a little bit of this deeper plum color in the palette. It's got a tiny, tiny bit of shimmer in it, and I'm going to use that to almost connect the two darker green parts. And this is just to add a little bit of I guess a different color, so you're not just like green all over. So you can tell that there's some different shades going on in the look as well. So I'm just going to apply that kind of like a bridge just to connect the two. So now I'm just kind of creating a deeper transition shade with that darker plum color. And I'm just sweeping that back and forth into my crease really lightly. And go back and add the green one more time. So now that we have everything blended for the most part, I've just sprayed a flat brush with some Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. And now I'm just going to pick up this really pretty beige golden color. It is so gorgeous. And you're going to pop that right onto the center where we kind of left that bare. And it just makes the entire look pop. It is gorgeous. I love the halo technique for hooded eyelids or almond shape eyes like I have, because it makes your eyes look so rounded and it makes them look bigger, larger. It just takes a little time to practice, but it's actually one of the easiest techniques once you get it down. Now I'm going to take the eyeliner that came with this eyeshadow kit. It's the Larger Than Life eyeliner in the shade called, all of their eyeliners are so hard to say, but I'm going to attempt. It looks like Via de Martelli. Of course, I will have it listed. I'm sure I said it wrong, but I love this eyeliner color. It is so pretty. It is a red brown shade, and it just pairs so perfectly with the green in this palette. I'm just completely obsessed with this eyeliner. I feel like I'm going to use it every single day now. So I'm just going to use this to line my waterline. And to just blend that out, I'm going to take the darker plum shade and I'm just using a pencil brush. This is a really old Coastal Scents brush that I have, and I'm just going to smudge this liner. For mascara, I am using the NARS Audacious Mascara. This is the latest formula that they released, I think last year. And I ordered this especially for this tutorial. I hadn't read really good reviews on it, but I wanted to try it out for myself. It's really hard for me to judge mascaras because my eyelashes suck in general. But I kind of like the formula of this because it's a drier mascara formula. And the brush is really spiky, so if you like spiky brushes, you may like it. So I'm just going to apply this before we do some falsies. Alright, so here is the finished look for the eyes. I loved these shadows. I love that shadow palette. It is gorgeous. I've actually had my eye on it for a while, and this is the first time I actually have ever tried NARS shadows, and I love them. So this is the eye look. Now let's move on to lips. Okay, so honestly I would feel more comfortable doing a super nude lip, almost like a clear lip, but the shades I have from NARS are all more on like the warm, darker nude side, so I'm going to try that out first. I ordered this lip pencil because I had heard a lot about it. It's the Velvet Lip Liner in the shade El Agua, and it is almost like a plummy purple color, so that's what I'm going to use to line my lips. And to fill them in, I'm using the Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in the shade called Bahama. It's a similar color to this lip liner, not identical, but it's what I had. I used to own Turkish Delight lip gloss, and I think I either threw it out because it was the old formula or just can't find it. I don't have any NARS lip glosses, but I really want a lip gloss, so I'm just going to use the Buxom Dolly lip gloss. Don't hate me, but I want it. I want gloss. Alright guys, so this is the finished look for my NARS One Brand tutorial. Please let me know if you want to keep seeing One Brand tutorials, and if you do, which brands do you want to see next. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel recently. You guys have been making my channel grow a lot, and I just want to thank you guys. I always give you guys the thanks for your positive feedback and for subscribing to my channel. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.